The Big Daddy G Show.
Here's your daddy.
Hey kids, welcome to the Big Daddy G Show. I'm the Big Daddy G. Who knew? That feels kind of low, isn't it? Feels kind of low. Okay, so today we're going to talk. I only got like 5 minutes to do the intro for the show because we have kind of a really cool show for you. The first thing I want to mention is at the end of the show we have a clip for parents that have kids that are a lot of trouble. You know what I'm talking about? If you have a kid that has got some suicidal tendencies or has tendencies to want to hurt animals or hurt themselves and stuff like that. Well, come to find out, there's a doctor just found out that it could have something to do, and it's going to sound stupid, but it has something to do with their brain. That it could be something in their brain that's growing that's not supposed to be there. So at the end of the show, right before the end of the show, we have a 6-minute clip that I want you guys to stay tuned. So if you have a kid or you know of a friend that has a kid that is having a lot of behavioral problems and you don't want to put them on drugs, you know, I know I'm not a very big ADHD person. I actually read a report where the doctor that invented ADHD or discovered ADHD said that he was paid right before he died. He said that he made it up, that he was paid by the pharmaceutical companies to say that ADHD existed. So, and he passed away a few years ago. So that's something to think about. So please, if you have a kid or know anybody that has a kid that has behavioral problems, serious behavioral problems, please watch the end of the show and stay tuned for that. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys, here's a little bit of sad news. If you guys, if anybody's ever watched MASH, I don't know his name, but Major Winchester passed away this week. And in case you guys didn't know, I was a big fan of his. He also did an episode of Frasier a few years ago, or many years ago. I'm a big fan of Frasier too. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys about that. The other thing that I wanted to tell you guys about was here in Texas, some guy, from what I understand, we don't have the whole story yet, but from what I understand, some guy put on a bulletproof vest and was trying to test it to see if it worked. And he ended up dying. Don't do that, okay? Put a watermelon in there or something. You don't have to wear the damn vest to prove to see if it works. So please don't do stuff like that. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick was HEB in Corpus Christi is doing something really cool. HEB is one of our sponsors, but they're not paying me to say this. I'm saying it because it's a good thing that they're doing. They're putting out these Selena bags, grocery bags, that you can buy for like $2. And they've so far have raised $25,000, and the money has been donated to the Boys and Girls Club in Corpus Christi. So I was thinking I'd like to challenge HEB to do the same thing in Austin, but dude, let's put a picture of Leslie on the bag. Let's put a picture of Leslie on the bag. Wouldn't that be awesome? For those who don't know who Leslie is, she, I called him a shim. He would dress up in women's clothes, and he actually ran for mayor in Austin, I believe 4 times, or 3 times, I believe. And he always came in second, I think, if I remember correctly. He always came in second. So here you got like 3 or 4 respectable people, and then you had Leslie, and she came in second, dude. So, you know, that's kind of interesting. The other thing I wanted to bring up was a shout out to the Pflugerville Police Department. They're a town right between Austin and Round Rock. It's a little town, but the Pflugerville Police Department is putting out stickers. They'll give them to you for free. You put them on your window in your house, and if there's a fire, then the firemen know that there's a dog or a cat in the house. So, and they know to look out for your dog or your cat. One last thing I want to say, I know I'm running late, Turn. One last thing I wanted to say, another shout out to, excuse me, the person in Abilene, Texas, who donated money for the Abilene Animal Shelter. Now this person gave up money for the adoption fees for all the at-risk dogs that were going to be put down. So, here's to you, dude. Whoever you were, guy, girl, whoever you were, man, there's a special place in heaven just for you with my friend Mark and my friend Nora. So that's it. I know I'm running long. Go to the clip, Tom.
I see you 1,000 miles away, sinking in on the roads I'm about to take. The night's young as I bite your lips, inviting me in. I just cannot resist, and I'll say to you, I ain't over it.
We're back. All right, kids. So now what we're going to do is we have a band called Droplift, and that's going to be playing for you guys today. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little interview with them. I'm going to move this over here because those guys have been eyeing my Mexican martini here. So we're going to do a little interview with the guys. The first guy I'm going to bring out, his name is Tony Zamora. Dun, 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 Tony. We're supposed to have music and food so you can dance in. So Tony, tell me a little bit about Tony. You play guitar and vocals.
Yes,
So, how long have you been playing guitar?
since I was 15.
Oh, wow, dude. Wow.
So yeah, my uncles, they play in mariachi bands, and so learned with them, my uncles, and just been loving playing since I was
Nice.
young.
Do they play here in Austin or do they play in another
Del
town?
Rio, Texas. So I was born and raised in a border town.
Yeah.
Small town, but it was, yeah, you learn a lot. You get to know everybody in the corner.
Yeah. Everybody knows your business too when you
Yeah.
live in a small town. I come from a small town.
Oh,
But
cool.
let me ask you a question. Where's Del Rio? For people who don't know where Del Rio is.
It's about 2 hours from San Antonio on 90 West and 4 hours from Austin. So
Yeah.
it is a drive, but it is, I call it the armpit of Texas.
Oh.
So if you say where El Paso's at
Yeah.
and it goes in,
Yeah.
you see the shape of Texas, like we call it the armpit because it's in there. Everything is Brownsville, down,
Yeah.
south in the valley, but it's not. It's
And how do you pronounce the name?
D-E-R, Del Rio?
Yeah.
Oh, D-E-L-R-I-o, Del Rio.
But
Or
how do
Del
you-
Rio, Del Rio.
Andale.
Ah,
Ahoy!
just testing.
Del Rio. Okay. What that means is from the river. All right.
Yeah.
So I've swam around across that river many times. Trust me. Many times. So are you from Austin? I mean, I'm sorry, not from Austin, but you live in Austin now.
Yeah, I live in Austin.
Okay.
So I've been here for 10 years.
Oh
10,
wow.
11 years, yeah.
Wow. And why did you move to Austin?
Oh, music scene, of course. Yeah, loved
Ah.
it once I got here. So it
Nice.
just stuck with me. I love the city and been living here since.
Nice. And are you married?
Yes,
Okay.
recently.
Oh wow.
This past November.
Boy, she wants to
Got
make
one.
sure everybody knows, huh? Look at that
Yeah.
big old ring. Yeah. Is she in the audience?
Yes. she's
Okay.
somewhere- There she is.
Oh, there she
yeah.
is. Hi. And what's her name?
Her name is Krista Rodriguez, or Zamora now.
Zamora. Oh. Do you know? Have you ridden Zamora yet? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Have y'all known each other for that long?
Yes, crazy story. Yeah.
Oh, well, let's hear the story,
yeah.
dude. Let's hear this.
We were a couple in high school, and we went our separate ways. 10 years to be exact, and we met at the reunion.
Yeah.
So I was been living in Austin. She was living in Austin too, which was weird and ironic because we never knew we were living in the same city. And went for a high school reunion back in 2000.
Well, she doesn't want anybody to know that. Just
Yeah.
we went to a high school reunion. That's all you need to
yeah.
know.
And yeah, we met and butterflies flew and
Wow.
asked her out.
And did she propose to you where? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So, so you play guitar and you also sing. And does anybody else in your family sing?
Yes, my mother.
Your
She
mom
loves to sing,
sings. Nice, dude, nice. And my mom used to love to sing, and she would sing to me all the time, but I don't have any video of her singing. So if any of my family is watching, which you better be, but if any of my family is watching and you have video of my mom singing, please let me know. All right. So other than guitar, what else do you play?
I play some bass, but mostly mainly guitar and electric guitar.
Okay.
Just stick with that.
And is there anyone out there that you want to say hi to, or?
Well, all my Del Real people, if,
All right.
if it goes out there, and you know, everybody from from my hometown and my best friends and Austin.
What about mom and dad?
Oh yeah, my mother and dad. Hi, Virtudes. Hi, Pedro. We'll see you
Alright,
soon when I
dude.
go back to D-Rock.
Awesome. My best friend in elementary school is Pedro, or Pedro Garcia. So if you're watching, Pedro, it's me. So so anyway, so how long have you been with this band?
We've been together for 2 to 3 years,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, we've just been rocking since. We've
Okay.
been a good chemistry.
Okay. Well, I like the fact that it seems like you guys are sober.
A
We
little,
had an
no.
issue the other day. We had an issue the other day. One of the band members wouldn't come out from behind the couch. If you guys were watching I think it was last week or the week before. I was like, dude, what are you doing? This is live TV, you know? And he's like, what are you doing? And he's hiding behind the couch. I was like, wow, I'm a party with this guy, but just not during the show. But anyway, all right. Well, Tony, I want to thank you so much for coming and sharing your talent with us. And if you'll go that way, we are going to bring in Angus Bars. All right, come on in, Angus. Da 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 da. Shane won't play music for us. And Angus, you play bass. Oh, you play bass?
I do.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. Next, we're going to bring. No, I'm just kidding, dude. I always do that
always
because
happens.
of my friend Joel. I have a friend named Joel that is a bass player, and I always gave him a hard time. So you play bass and
Backing vocals.
back and vocals. What does
Harmony
back mean?
vocals. Harmony vocals. It means harmony vocals.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, and are you from Austin?
Now I am.
Okay.
I've been here about 10 years. Moved here 2006. Well, more like 12 years.
10 years.
You
10
know,
years.
bass player's math.
Wow. And where are you normally from, or originally from? Sorry.
Normally. Oh, normally.
Well, I do a
came
lot
from-
of drugs, you know. So
I thought I'd seen you around.
that was me. Yeah.
Florida. I came here from
Oh,
Florida
nice.
back in 2006.
Nice. Where in Florida?
Sarasota, Tampa Bay area, right around the middle of the state.
Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Ooh, isn't that where the Buccaneers are?
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
They have the Dragons too. There's soccer.
Oh, look, there's something in there already.
There's other things, but yeah.
No. Our director, he's a big fan of Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's why I was
Sorry.
bringing that up. Yeah. Well, you know, we've got him on medication now, and hopefully he'll get over that. But so, are you married? I didn't see a ring or anything. Okay. Not married. So you're single, or should we not talk about it? Or
Born again single, yeah.
born again single. All right. And any kids?
Yeah, I got two that from legitimate source.
Okay, from a legitimate source. So that means
Trevor-
it wasn't a hooker? Is that what that means? I don't know. What does that mean, legitimate
Don't
source?
get me started.
Oh, oh. Are we
no.
talking about exes here? Dude, I've got
know.
some stories, but the
Exes,
attorney says I
Texas.
can't say them. But on the air.
Restraining orders, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, no, I got Trevor and Aria. They're,
Hmm.
My little boy is 9, about to be 10. My little girl's 7.
We'll say, are they watching?
I hope. I'd
We'll
like-
say hi. Hi, Trevor, and hi, what?
Aria.
Over here in this camera.
Okay.
Trevor and Aria. And they live here in Austin, or they live back in Florida?
No, they live here in Austin.
Okay.
I brought them up right here in Austin.
Oh, wow. So they live with you?
No. But
No,
they,
no.
They spend it, but they come to town a lot with me.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
Country mice come to the city. They're out in Elgin, but they come into town.
Dude,
Hang out with
I've
Dad.
never asked anybody this question. Why do you play bass?
Because it's what holds everything together. It's like you've got the drums doing their thing, you've got the vocal melody, and you've got the guitar, and the bass is sort of the dot to dot that pulls it all. It's not a C chord until I put a C under it.
Exactly.
Until then, it could be anything else. I mean, you can move the root around under stuff and make it all change up. I mean, Kiss, Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
There's the real answer.
okay.
He was just, I just love that, the low sound, the rumble.
Yeah.
Just, oh.
But it's the heart. The bass is the heart of the band. That's what I used to tell Joel. Bass is the heart of the band, dude. Dum 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 dum. Doesn't that sound cool? That just sounds so cool.
It just
But-
gets down in your guts, doesn't it?
Yeah, dude, that's really, really cool. So, what do you like the most about Austin? I mean, you've been here 10 years. What do you like the most about Austin?
Well, it feels like home.
Mhm.
I've always been a musician and, sort of a nerd, and I find a lot of musicians and nerds here.
Yeah,
So it's my people.
right. And so, what kind of advice would you give, some guy that's, 18 years old or 16 or 17, and they're thinking about, wanting to be a musician, and they got people telling them, no, you can't be a musician. What are you, crazy? You want to be a rock star? What are you, crazy? What kind of advice do you have?
Listen to those people.
Listen to okay. You didn't take them
They're
attention.
trying to help you. No, I take a lot
Yeah,
of
okay,
medication,
no,
but
I'm just
that's-
kidding. No, seriously, what kind of advice would you give somebody that wants to get into music?
Roll with it.
Go with it?
You roll with it. It's
Oh, okay.
nothing is going to go the way you expect.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is going to probably do what they say, and the big one is probably that talent is at best a lottery ticket. There's a lot of very, very, very talented people out there
Mhm.
who long ago should have made it,
Right,
and very, very few of them have.
right,
So you can't just say, hey, I'm really good, I'm going to make it.
Right.
There's a lot more to it for some reason. It's just, sometimes it's like a lottery. You see the most gifted people out there, and sometimes you wonder, why am I still doing this? Look at that guy, and he's not made it. But
right,
at the same time, you never know.
right. Well, my dad always said that, or used to say that if you don't quit, you can't lose. So Willie Nelson, when he started out, they used to call him the sheep herder. To all the girls I've loved before, they called him a sheep herder, and he just said, "Well, dude, I just didn't want to quit. I didn't want to do anything else." And so now you don't even have to say his last name. You just say Willie. Everybody knows who Willie is. So, so yeah, you just got to stick with it.
You never
But
know what's going to hit a nerve.
That's right. And you never know who's watching. I've told this story before, I'm going to tell it again. The little guy that was on, what's it called? The 70s show. He played Eric. Well, he was at a high school play, and some lady invited her cousin to come see this play with her. And the lady turned out to be the casting director for that show. And she saw the Eric guy, I can't remember his name, but she saw the Eric guy, and he, she liked him, and so she booked him for the show, for the 70s show. So you never know who's watching, like even tonight,
Yeah.
We have a huge audience, and I keep telling them, I don't know why you're watching, but thank you. But we have a huge audience, and we don't know why. So, all right, so next we're going to bring Mr. Craig Cole. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you.
Come on in, Craig. Good, good. How you doing, Craig? Good, Craig. Have a seat. And you're Craig Cole, and you play the drums.
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you been playing drums?
I'd say going on 19 years now.
19 years? Dude, you don't look that old. What did you start when you were 3 or what?
I became a vampire at 16.
Oh,
Just never got
right,
older.
right. Dude, that's what I tell kids when they say, "What happened to your hands?" I said, "I'm a vampire hunter." And they, they're like, "What? What the hell?" So anyway,
Video games, I think is what the problem is.
are you from Austin?
No, I'm actually from West Texas, Abilene.
Huh?
You were talking about the story earlier about the
Oh, nice.
pets.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably the best thing to come out of Abilene I've heard in a long time.
In a long time?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty.
Well, I actually ran away from home once, and I went to Abilene. So, and I stayed at a La Quinta place there.
I probably know that place.
And it was next to a big restaurant called Papa Bear's or something. It was a long time ago. But so, how long have you been in Austin?
It'll be 5 years in May.
5 years. And why did you pick drums out of any instrument you could have played? Why did you pick drums? Did you want to drive your parents nuts or what? Or
Well,
nutser?
No, I started having support from family. I actually had to work for my first kit. It was a POS, can I say that? From a pawn shop that I
Mhm.
bought for like $250 and got a tape that came with it. Pretty much just self-taught,
Wow.
I heard a lot of drummers growing up, and I think on the contrary to what the bass player said earlier,
Mhm.
I think drummers are the center and the heartbeat of music.
Well,
It's
they
kind of
help.
a feud we have going, but yeah,
They help,
we're
yeah.
trying to find out who's the heartbeat here.
Right, right. And so do you still have that set? That first set you bought?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I couldn't drive. I still can't drive. actually visually impaired. So the first girl I was with in Abilene had a storage unit, and unfortunately, middle of the night, we got into an argument, and it was the last day to go get my stuff. And so I actually took my car out. That's how much I love
Yeah.
drums. I took my car and tried to drive there myself,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't end up making it. I just, there's too many cops out, got nervous, went back home. And so somebody's got it out there somewhere, maybe
Wow.
hopefully somebody's putting it to good use.
Well, awesome. Now you say you're visually impaired. What do you mean by that? I mean, I know what it means, but we
Right,
might have
right.
people out there who don't know.
It's
what that
very
means.
difficult, to explain different degrees of visual impairment. I work at a place, if I can say, I don't know,
Sure.
a
Go ahead, say
warehouse. It's a Travelers Association for the Blind, and I work around people who are totally blind or, equally or, better than myself. So it's really hard to describe on a personal level, like what we see.
Mhm.
The best way I can describe it to you is I'm light sensitive to the sun and things like that.
Yeah.
Driving off obviously is out of the question. Although I believe I could at night.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, they don't give vampires licenses.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they used to a long time ago.
Right.
So, and when did you start having problems with your vision?
Since birth, actually.
Okay.
I was born with it, and then it progressively got better in my early 20s. I was driving. I was testing for black belt in martial arts. I was doing really well. I was very active. One morning, woke up with a big blur spot in my left eye, and led to research and doctors, and found out I have what they call keratoconus.
Mm-hmm.
And so, cornea transplant, took the blur spot away. Didn't really improve the vision to the quality it was. So I went from 2030 to 2200.
Wow.
Like that.
Yeah. Well, I was actually reading an article yesterday. It's weird that you brought this up because I was reading an article yesterday where they said that they have a new surgery that they're doing that they're actually going to be able to let blind people see.
I've heard that. Yeah.
And so I thought that was so exciting. I wanted to learn more about it before I talked about it on the show. But I just think that's so awesome. I have a friend named Jackie Blue. I named him Jackie Blue, and he's blind.
You
and,
named your friend?
Yeah, and well, his name is Jack, but he has blue eyes, and he's blind, and so I call him Jackie Blue.
Okay.
But dude, he plays classical guitar, and he's so awesome. And I do want to have him on the show soon. But if you heard this guy play, it would just blow you away,
Right.
And I think he's got like 6 or 7 different guitars, and it's just what he lives for.
Right.
So, so what do you do? Anything else other than play with this band?
I moved to Austin, like I said, 5 years ago. Got laid off my job after 10 and a half years, and so I chose this place for music and this warehouse job. There's really nothing else I want to do career-wise except for play music and keep my day job until it happens. But
Right.
so yeah, that's it.
And how long have you been with this band?
Honestly, I'm a horrible memory guy. I think a couple of years at least.
At least a couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay. And you seem to be, I kind of heard you guys warming up earlier, and dude, it sounded really, really good. I mean, you guys warming up. So, is there anybody out there that you want to say hi to? Maybe mom or dad are watching, or
Actually, I have a daughter, and
Oh, nice.
she's
What's her
13.
name?
Alexis.
Alexis?
Yeah,
Well, look into that camera and say hi to Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. You should be in bed. You have school in the morning.
You know she's watching, though,
Don't
right?
watch me.
Yeah, you know she's watching. And so you're not married, but it's complicated. So what do you like about Austin? What do you like the most about Austin?
It's yet to be discovered. I think.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable here as long as I'm playing music
Mhm.
and doing those things. Otherwise, to me, it's just like anywhere else.
Okay.
Nothing really stands out at this point.
Okay. Well, we do have Hippie Hollow. You ever
I've
been
heard
out
of
to
that,
Hippie Hollow?
but I'm kind of
See?
scared from the stories I've heard, and just in general. I think it's kind of a scary place.
Oh,
I don't think you'd want to see some of the things that are.
Yeah. Dude, I took my parents out there to Hippie Hollow. My mom
Exactly.
wanted to go.
That's my point.
Yeah, and they were, they didn't get naked or anything like that, but, dude, they really enjoyed it. They really,
Well, being free is awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
I joke about it, but no, actually, to free yourself, whether it's spiritually or whatever it is that you do to get there, is good. So.
Well, for people that don't know what Hippie Hollow is the only nudist or the only nude park in the state of Texas. So you can go out there and just take it all off. And it's a big, big area. They put in a street, type thing, so you don't have to walk on cliffs or anything anymore. And it's a really, really nice place, and they got parking, and I'm not sure if they have any drinks or anything like that out there, like a store or anything, but it's a really, really nice place. So if y'all ever come to Austin, please check out Hippie Hollow. It's an awesome place to go. So, all right, well, thank you for stay right here for just a second. We're going to give you a more to come clip of the band Droplift, and then they're going to play right after this clip. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back. You got 2 minutes to take a sip, a rip, or a puff. We'll be right back.
Dark and alive. I brought my best suit and tie. I sat across from you. I was drunk, did not know what to do. You kept me waiting. Stumbled to tell you look beautiful tonight. Intoxicated and numb, I look for you, my only love. My words are coming out right. You laughed and you said it's alright. You kept me waiting. I stumbled through. I'm hesitating to tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Droplift.
Let's go. I see you 1,000 miles away, sinking in on the roads I'm about to take. The night's young, so bright your lips, inviting me in. I just cannot resist, and I'll say to you, I ain't over it. And I'll say to you, I ain't over it. When your eyes wanders through the night, it keeps away everyone in sight. You see me, and I see you. You're under my skin, I can't get enough of you. And I'll say to you, I ain't over it. And I'll say to you, I ain't over it. Come on! I'll say to you, I ain't over it. And I'll say to you, I ain't over it. And I'll say to you, I ain't over it. No, I ain't over it. And I'll say to you, I ain't over it. No, I ain't over it. 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 No, 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 I ain't over it. And I'll say to you, I ain't over it. No, I ain't over it. And I'll say to you, I ain't over it.
This is a song that we just wrote a couple of weeks ago. It's called Let Me Be.
I don't know you anymore, and I can't feel you closing doors. I'm feeling empty like before. The look in your eyes remain a source. I will see you losing now. Questions rising now. I'm far knowing how that I'm all alone in this world so cold, praying for an answer again. And I'm on my knees, but I still can't say. Judge me now or let me be. Let me be. The world is ending in my mind. My life is racing all the time. I feel the way you did before. I never trust you anymore. I will see you losing now. Questions rising now. For knowing now that I'm all alone in this world so cold, praying for an answer again. And I'm on my knees, but I still can't say. Judge me now or let me be. Let me be. Let me be. Let me be. Oh, well, the worst is over now. I never see you go. Everything you said was told. Oh, repeating in my head. Everything is what you said. I never want to be. Oh. and I'm all alone in this world so cold, praying for an answer again. And I'm on my knees, but I still can't say, judge me now or let me be.
This next song's called Faith.
Keep me awake now. A man sits beside me and he prays, figuring things out, thinking what's to come from this day. I wish you well. I cannot tell if I'm the one falling to pieces. I need you when you're not around. I see you as you're coming down. I feel you 1,000 times again, again, again. You're in my head. Oh. In the dark now, no one comes and visits anymore. There's a loud sound scratching its way through my door. I see my sins, I can now win. I have my faith, but it's falling to pieces. I need you when you're not around. I see you as you're coming down. I feel you 1,000 times again, again, again. You're in my head. All the things I've done, they're all coming clean, and they're fighting, fighting. The light shines through the cracks as it burns my eyes, keeps on burning, burning, burning me away. I need you when you're not around. I see you as you're coming down. I feel you 1,000 times again, again, again. You're in my head. Oh. You're in my head. Oh. You're in my. You're in my head. You're in my.
So our bass player wrote this one. It's called Enough. You want to explain a little bit about it?
Nah. That's enough. You ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
times and things are over. We are growing different ways, and we have to change. All that I wanted, I know, does not mean that much to you. Though I'll try my best just to make it through, make it through. Looking back and feeling older. My lessons much too late. Once again at the end, all that I wanted, I know, does not mean that much to you. Though I'll try my best just to make it through, make it through. All that I wanted to be, all that I wanted to see, all that I wanted to be was not enough for you. Well, I guess we both discovered much too late. We are growing different ways, and we have to change. All that I wanted, I know, does not mean that much to you. Though I'll try my best just to make it through, make it through. All that I wanted to be, all that I wanted to see, all that I wanted to be was not enough for you. I don't know what you need. I don't have any more left in me. I have tried what you say. You don't mind, never did anyway. All that I wanted to be, all that I wanted, you and me. All that I wanted to be was not enough for you.
So this one's called Tonight. We recorded it, mixed with a couple of other players that helped out with the solo, Corey and Christy on the background, but we all did Tonight, and this is the single that's out for download. And thanks you guys. This is for you guys for tonight.
Stuck in my life. I brought my best suit and tie. I sat across from you. I was drunk, did not know what to do. You kept me waiting, stumbling through. Hesitating to tell you beautiful tonight. Tonight, intoxicated and numb. I look for you, my only love. My words are coming out right. You laughed and you said it's alright. You kept me waiting, stumbling through. I'm hesitating to tell you, you look beautiful tonight. 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 Here we go. Nothing to say if you let this go away. I don't mind, have it your way. I just need you to know today, all this time, you look beautiful tonight. Thank you.
I get a call late one night in April 1995 that my 9-year-old godson, Andrew, who's also my nephew, attacks a little girl on the baseball field for no particular reason. And I'm on the phone with Sherry, my sister-in-law, going, "Excuse me?" She said, "Danny, he's different. He's mean. He never smiles anymore. I went into his room today and I found 2 pictures that he had drawn. One of them, he's hanging from a tree. The other picture, he's shooting other children. Andrew is Columbine, Sandy Hook, Aurora, waiting to happen." And I'm like, I want to see him the next day. And they drove from Southern California to Northern California. That's where we had our first clinic. And I'm like, Andy, he's sitting on the couch in my office, and I love this child. I'm like, honey, what's going on? And he said, Uncle Danny, I'm mad all the time, and I don't know why. And I'm like, is anybody hurting you? He said, no. I said, is anybody teasing you? And he said, no. I said, is anybody touching you in places they shouldn't touch you? And he said, no. And my first thought is, you have to scan him. And then my next thought, because, we always are talking to ourselves, is you want to scan everybody. You know, maybe it's because he's the second son in a Lebanese family. You're the second son in a Lebanese family. And then all of a sudden, the rational voice in my head said, stop it. 9-year-olds do not attack people for no reason. Scan him. If his scan is normal, then you can play the psychological game. And so I went with him and held his hand while he held his teddy bear and got scanned. And this is the picture that came up. Andrew was missing his left temporal lobe. And I looked to Dr. Paldi, my mentor, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And so his mother wouldn't hear. He writes down cyst, stroke, tumor. And we got an MRI that day, and he had a cyst the size of a golf ball occupying the space of his left temporal lobe. Now, I'd already correlated left temporal lobe issues to violence, and I called his pediatrician here in Orange, and I said, you find someone to take that out. And he's like, got it. 2 weeks later, he calls me back. He said, I talked to 3 neurologists. None of them said they would operate on him, that his cyst probably had nothing to do with his symptoms. I'm like, are you nuts? I said, tell me more about symptoms. They said, until he had real symptoms. So let me see if I got this right. I have a homicidal, suicidal boy. What are you waiting for? And he's anxious because I'm mad. And he's like, well, I think they mean seizures, or he loses consciousness, or he has speech problems. I'm like, are you nuts? And I called a friend of mine at Harvard who's a pediatric neurologist, and she told me the same thing. And I'll bet you today, she still hears me screaming at her. And then I think to myself, neurologists, neurosurgeons do things. And I called the pediatric neurosurgery department at UCLA, and I talked to a doctor by the name of Jorge Lazareff. And you'll know Dr. Lazareff. He's famous. He separated the Guatemalan twins who were connected at the heads, remember? Well, he was famous to me before then, because when I told him about Andrew, he said, I'll take it out. He said, whenever cysts are symptomatic, and he's obviously symptomatic, we'll take it out. And they did. And here is Andrew after the surgery. And after the surgery, I got 2 phone calls. One from his mother, who was so excited. She said the surgery went really well. And when Andrew woke up from surgery, he smiled at me. She said, Danny, he hadn't smiled for a year. The second call I got right away was from Dr. Lazareff, who said, oh my God, Dr. Amen. He said that cyst was so aggressive for Andrew. It put so much pressure on his brain that it actually thinned the bone over his left temporal lobe, that his temporal bone was eggshell thin, and that if he would have been hit in the head with a ball, he'd been killed instantly. Either way, he would have died in 6 months. And it was at that moment I lost my anxiety about imaging. How do you know if you don't look? 999 psychiatrists out of 1,000 would have medicated him and or put him in psychotherapy. They wouldn't have looked at his brain. And a year later, Andy and I, and now I'm passionate, I'm on fire. You can't shut me up. And a year later, we're snorkeling together in Hawaii. And, you know, Andy's got these big, brown, beautiful curls. And after we get out of the water, we're having something to drink together. And he looks at me with his beautiful brown eyes. And he said, Uncle Danny, we're a spiritual family. He said, why did that happen to me? I went, oh no, because I knew why it happened to him, so that I wouldn't be afraid anymore, so that we could do this work and change this very stuck profession to help real hurting people, because that's really always been the goal. How do you know unless you look? If you don't look, you hurt people, and that's not fair. That's not science. That's not medicine. It's stupidity. We can do better. So when I think of the single most important lesson I've learned from 87,000 scans is you can literally change people's brains. And when you do, you change their lives. But if you don't look, you hurt people. And that's not fair. Thank you.
All right, kids, we're back with Droplift. Can you tell us where you're going to be playing real quick?
Metropolitan, March 18th is the South by Southwest event, and April 27th at the LBJ Event Center. So check us out, dropliftband.com, Instagram, Facebook, we're all there. So you'll see us. Follow us, please.
Awesome. So make sure that you guys go out there, and the year is 2018. So if you watch the show in 3 years, they're not going to be there, you know? So anyway, the drummer earlier I thought was high, but it turns out he wasn't high. So unfortunately, no. So we're going to take care of that, you know, the glaucoma thing. And Viva Mexico!
Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. Here's your daddy.